the moral baseline is veganism. There's nothing ethical about eating an animal if it's unnecessary.
Plants not forced into being grown.
Plants aren't sentient beings.
They're not living still?
They are living, but they're not sentient beings and they're not individuals. Yeah.
So if you haven't heard the news, that vegan teacher has a daughter, or in parentheses daughter. Her name is Vegan Booty. I am not joking. That is her actual name, Vegan Booty. And if you've seen her around before, you probably know the video that we're about to go over today, where she basically goes up to teenagers outside of a McDonald's and basically quizzes them on veganism and all that, dressed as a cow, and she's basically naked. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to subscribe to me right now because I lost a lot of brain cells recording this, and also because I'd really appreciate it and thank you for your help. But without any further ado, let's get straight into this.
And then they slit their throat to drain the blood out of them.
Yeah,
so
after they don't feel pain.
But it's murder, right?
No.
Yes.
Murder.
Taking someone's life is murder, wouldn't you agree?
I would not.
Wait, just a moment. You think cows, pigs, chickens are an object? They're not someone.
I never said they were an object.
Well, you just said
they
there's
were an animal. I never said they were someone.
You said they're not someone, they're something.
Well, Vegan Booty, if you've ever gone to school, then you would know that in school they taught us that we refer to animals as thing instead of person. That's just how the English language goes. You talk to the animal as thing and you refer to it as thing.
No, someone is any individual, whether it be a dog, a human, a cow, a chicken, or a pig. They all have a brain, they're all people.
Yeah, they're not people though.
Yeah, they are.
A people is a homo sapien person.
It can be, no, a person is any individual that is sentient.
Let's get this clear. While humans are animals, humans are homo sapiens, and that's what makes us human, that we're homo sapien. Animals are not homo sapien, therefore they're not human, but they are animal. It even says in the dictionary that we're distinguished from animals, but we are not technically the same as the animals that we eat.
That's not...
Do you have any pet dogs or cats?
I do.
So would you call them something or someone?
Yeah, it's a pet. Is that not what it is?
Do you agree they have a unique personality? Do you agree that they want to live?
I mean, some of them.
If I bolt gun them in the head, would you say that's not murder?
I mean, it depends why you're doing that.
Unnecessarily, taking their life unnecessarily, or maybe to eat their bodies.
I don't understand why vegans use this example. You can't just kill someone's pet. That's a legal offense. If you were going to kill a cat for food, then why wouldn't you just kill any other animal for food? I mean, cat is like the most inconvenient thing you could cook for food. I know people did it during the struggling eras in certain countries, but that doesn't mean that they continuously eat cats. I mean, no one really does.
It's really sick. Would you put it down?
It depends if that's the best decision, but we're not really talking about sick animals. We're talking about baby animals being forced into slaughterhouses to be murdered.
No, I think we should talk about that. As a vegan, would you put your dog down if it was really dying? Because if you answer yes to that question and then you go at other people for killing animals for legitimate reasons, then you're kind of the problem here. Also, if you're vegan, why would you go directly to a McDonald's? Like, that's a place where you know meat is gonna be. You could have just gone anywhere else that's meatless.
Forced, they're raised. Well, they are forced, but by raised.
Yeah, so they're forcibly bred into existence, and then they're forced into their murder.
They are.
Yeah.
To be bred to eat. It's not like we're just picking a random cow and killing it.
But does that, just because that's their purpose that we've put upon them, that we've forced upon them, does that justify murder?
Do we not force upon dogs with pets as well? Do you have a dog? Do you have a pet dog?
Yes, I have a companion dog.
What kind of dog?
He's a Jack Russell.
How much did you pay for that?
I don't know, he's been in my family for 10 years, but I don't agree with breeding animals into existence.
So why did you?
So I wasn't vegan at that point in time. As a vegan, I would never pay for someone by a breeder or anything. I would rescue animals at shelters, because lots of animals are murdered in shelters, but I would never pay for an animal, because I believe they're not commodities.
Vegan?
Pardon?
A Converse vegan?
I believe they are, but these aren't Converse, they're Ganda.
And is that...
So anyway, back to the...
Why are you avoiding the question? Ganda's a vegan brand. You could have just answered yes, Ganda is vegan. But instead you choose to avoid the entire scenario, like he didn't just ask you a whole question. You should have just answered yes and proved your point that it's vegan, but now you just look shady like you're wearing a non-vegan brand. Also, if you truly believe that every animal is meant to be free range and not be a pet, then release your dog into the wild right now. You probably won't because you like your dog serving its purpose, which is to be a pet. So kind of hypocritical of you, not gonna lie.
Start where you said, can you stop, why why do you bother people? My question is, why do you pay people to abuse and murder animals?
I don't pay people to do it. I supply and demand.
Exactly, it is about supply and demand.
Why would I pay people? Do I pay my teachers? We pay teachers so we can educate ourselves, right?
Exactly. So when you consume animal,
millions of Australians.
But when you consume animal flesh and secretions, you can't say that you're not directly paying for their abuse and murder.
I'm not paying for their abuse. I'm paying for people to work and have money.
You're paying people to abuse and murder them.
Do you work?
I'm an animal rights activist, so that's just all I do.
So if there was no animals, right? Then what are you gonna do?
What do you mean, no animals?
If everyone was vegan, everyone treated animals. What's your job then?
Probably have an animal sanctuary where I'd live happily with animals.
All the other animals activists would have the same jobs.
I'm not too sure. I can't really speak upon them, but all animal rights activists have different jobs. Some of them may be doctors, nurses, some of them may be nutritionists.
Sorry to cut her off right there, but I'm just going to point out, if you own an animal sanctuary with every animal in existence in the same room, at least that's what I'm assuming she's going for, you do realize the other animals are just going to kill each other, right? I'm not trying to diss on the vegan diet. I understand why people go through the vegan diet, and I do support it if that's what you choose to do, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to convert other people to veganism, if everyone in the world goes vegan, it's not going to stop the animals. If every human just goes vegan, the animals are just going to kill each other in the end. They eat each other.
Here is a nutritionist. He helps people eat plant-based. He helps people not consume someone else's bodies and secretions.
And other people's bodies. It's not their bodies, it is harvested meat. So you're saying, would it be more ethical if I went out and went hunting, got a deal?
No,
fishing?
the moral baseline is veganism. There's nothing ethical about eating an animal if it's unnecessary. And for a majority of the human population, it is unnecessary to be eating animals and their secretions and wearing their skin.
Plants not forced into being grown?
Pardon?
Are plants not forced into being grown?
Plants aren't sentient beings.
They're not living still?
They are living, but they're not sentient beings and they're not individuals.
Plants actually do exhibit sentient behaviors. You can actually look that up. That's a big gotcha that vegan teacher and vegan booty like to pull up a lot. But if you actually look into it, whenever you cut grass and you know that weird smell that grass gives off, that's actually pain receptors of the grass. Grass feels pain.
Why do you want to be vegan?
Because I don't want to abuse and murder animals. Yeah.
When did you start to be vegan?
Just over 5 years ago. Yeah. You should really watch Dominion on YouTube. It's very eye-opening. It's all footage in Australia in the meat, dairy and egg industries. It's awful what's happening to animals.
I respect that.
What is with this?
No, it's well, interested in you.
Okay,
so
cool.
What made you a vegan?
I watched a documentary called Food Choices and I realized that I was an animal abusing hypocrite because I didn't want to contribute to someone else's abuse and murder, so I went vegan overnight, on the spot.
So you haven't tasted anything since?
No.
You haven't tasted anything?
But that was when I was 23. So I was a non-vegan for 23 years of my life and then I went vegan just over 5 years ago.
Because do you feel for them? Do you feel for the animals when they get killed?
Definitely. I've been to slaughterhouses and I've seen them crying and terrified for their lives. I've heard pigs screaming inside gas chambers, just here outside of Perth.
How about free range?
That's a con. It's a marketing lie.
This is actually a point that I am willing to agree on with vegans because poultry is actually weird when it comes to free range, if I'm explaining that correctly. So if you don't know, poultry is usually exempt from a lot of the animal rights rules when it comes to slaughtering them. And when it comes to free range for chicken and turkey, it doesn't mean that the chickens and turkeys are frolicking around in the fields. It just means that the gate was open at least once or twice usually. So that she's actually not fully wrong about, and I do think that is terrible, especially a lot of the meat industry. I'm not knocking anyone who chooses to go vegan. I'm just knocking people who choose to exhibit veganism the way that she does and force people to believe what you believe, because believe it or not everyone can go vegan. It's just not possible. And a lot of the times that is for health reasons.
So
if someone's living a happy life and then you murder them, does that justify it? Does that make it okay? Just because they're free range?
Free range? Doesn't that
They're still murdered. They're still sent to the same slaughterhouse. Yes. And that includes all dairy cows, all egg-laying hens. It's not just the meat industry. All these industries, once the animals are no longer profitable, they're sent to murder.
So how do you feel when people eat chicken in front of you?
I feel sad. I see a baby. I see someone eating a baby.
So, like,
Chickens are only 6 weeks old.
So this makes you sad.
Yes, because that is a 6-week-old baby.
So like, if I did it,
Yeah, you're eating a baby. Yeah. Pardon?
How do you know it was a baby?
Yeah, but regardless, that is someone else. Whether they're a baby or not, you are eating someone's body. You've just paid for someone's murder.
That's basically the end of that video, and tell me what you think about that, because I'll tell you this, I lost a little bit of brain cells listening to Vegan Booty, I'm not gonna lie. Look, at the end of the day, it's your body, your choice, and you choose what type of meat you want to eat, or if you don't want to eat meat at all. My thing is, if you're vegan, do not force it upon everyone, because not everyone can take the same diet. It's just not possible. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and also comment down below what you thought about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.